All right, so this is day 3 of that functional strength and mobility workout program. So day 3, we're working on our focused muscle groups again. So this is back, hamstrings, and tricep muscles, okay? So again, we're doing that same thing that we were doing for day 1 and day 2, where we have 3 circuits of 3 different exercises. And we're doing that circuit a total of 3 sets. First set is 20 reps, second set 15, third set is 12 reps, okay? So exercise number 1 on day 3 today is a lat pull down with rotation. So again, I don't have that here, but at the gym, you have the regular lat pull down, right? Where you sit down on the seat, you get the pads right over the top of the knees, and you have the bar kind of right above you, okay? So what we're gonna do on this one, I'm just gonna kind of show you with this bar on how I would like you to do that lat pull down. So I want you in that regular wide grip. And again, you're kind of arching your back just a little bit and keeping your arms pretty close to like right over your head. But now when you pull that bar down with the cable attached, you're gonna rotate down to one side, and then you're gonna go straight up and overhead. And then you're pulling down, rotating to the other side, and then letting it go straight back up overhead. So it's just a lat pull down with a rotation. Okay, so the way I count this one again is that we're doing 1, up, and 1. Okay, and then 2 and 2. Okay, so again, on this first set, you'd have to do 20 total on each side. Okay, so there'd be 4 on the right side, 4 on the left side. So again, that's just on the regular lat pull down, where there's the machine where you put those little roller pads over your knees and you're trying to pull that down, but trying to rotate. So again, really aiming for these lats right here, because when you twist like this, you're gonna get more of that trunk rotation, a lot more mobility, but it's still hitting those big lat muscles, okay? So that's exercise number 1. Number 2, we're gonna do a prone hamstring curl machine, okay? So this is the one where you lay flat down on your stomach and you're curling your heels up toward your butt. So you need to find that machine in the gym, but you're lying on your stomach and you're trying to curl both of your heels at the same time up toward your butt, okay? So again, that first round, we're just trying to do 20 repetitions, really targeting those back of the hamstrings. So again, you find the machine where you lay on your stomach, adjust the position of that back ankle pad so it's just right above where your Achilles tendon is, okay? Make sure that your knees are hanging off just barely on the edge of the bench, and then you're curling your heels up towards your butt, okay? So it's that prone hamstring curl machine is exercise number 2. Okay, and then our third one is a rope tricep press down with a rotation. So imagine that you're in front of the cable machine where the pulley is up high and you've attached that rope cable to it. So on this one, if you're grabbing that rope like this with your hands in these fist positions, normally you would just go down and kind of spread that rope apart like this, okay? That's the normal one. We're doing a little bit abnormal, okay? So this one, what you're gonna do is you're gonna rotate your trunk and then try to press towards kind of your right pocket. Okay, but your elbows stay next to your ribs. And then you come up and then rotate to the opposite side and then press and spread that rope apart. Okay, so you're doing this tricep rope press down with a rotation. Okay, so again, if you have that rope here in your hands and the cable is right in front of you, again, it's that high pulley position, you're doing that press down here, back up, press down here, and back up. And again, keep the weight fairly light because you have to do 20 on each side. So there's 1, 2, 2. So one other tip on this one is that with your chest posture, don't let your shoulders start shrugging forward as you do this, okay? Pull those shoulder blades together, stick your chest out and get that trunk rotation out of these trunk muscles, okay? Don't try to cheat with your chest or your shoulders doing that rotation, okay? So those are the first circuit exercises, okay? So again, we had the lat pull down with the rotation, okay? And then we had the prone hamstring curl machine. And then the third one was that rope tricep press down with rotation. Okay, so again, you do a set of 20 for all 3 of those, a set of 15 of all 3 of those, and then a set of 12, and then you would move on to this next circuit. Okay, so circuit number 2 is a dumbbell bent over row with a press. Okay, so I'm gonna show you this one. So you've done many exercises like this before where you just kneel on the bench and you do the regular row, but now we're doing an extension over the top. So it really engages more of these upper back muscles. So again, just make sure you have enough room. Start with a very light weight to begin with, but you're gonna have one knee, one hand on the bench, just like the normal, dumbbell bent over row that you've done. But with this one, you're gonna bring it up, you're gonna rotate your trunk and then try to press up and over your head. And then back down, okay? So you row it to your chest, you rotate, and then you press. And then back down to your chest, back down to the floor, okay? So again, pretty lightweight on this one to really try to engage those upper back muscles. So you're gonna do 20 in a row on this arm, and then switch, do 20 in a row on the other arm, okay? But that is the dumbbell bent over row with the press at the top, okay, with that full rotation. Okay, the next one that we have is the straight leg barbell deadlifts, okay? So a couple different ways to do deadlifts. A lot of people do the regular deadlift where it's actually like a small squat where your knees are bending and your hips are bending. Then you come back up. This is not that, okay? What we're gonna do is a barbell straight leg deadlift. The emphasis on this one is the back of the hamstrings and the glutes. So just a couple of form things. When you do this wide straight leg deadlift, you want to take a bow and you want your hips to go backwards. So as you do this, you're sticking your butt out, keeping your knees straight, keeping your back straight, and then you're kind of thrusting your hips forward as you come up. Okay, so it's straight legs down and then straight legs as you come back up again. Okay, so again, if you're holding the barbell, you're holding that at about hip width apart, feet are about shoulder width apart, then you're just tipping forward and then trying to thrust those hips straight up and forward. So as you do this, really try to keep your upper back muscles squeezed tight, okay? And really try to thrust forward with those hips. What I see a lot of times when people get tired, they start hunching or rounding their back like this. Don't do that, okay? Stick your chest out, pull those shoulder blades tight, keep that form, okay? So again, straight leg deadlifts, okay? So that's exercise number 2 in the second circuit. The last one that we're gonna do is a barbell skull crusher, okay? So you can grab just a bench and grab a bar that looks just like this one, the curved bar. You're gonna lie on your back and do a regular barbell skull crusher. So a couple of tricks on how to get this bar on there by yourself if you don't have a spotter in the gym for you. One is if you're using a light enough barbell, you can usually set it on your legs and then rotate back as you lie down. For me, I personally think that's a little more dangerous. So typically what I do is I set the barbell, the weighted barbell, onto the bench right here so it's stable there. And then once I feel like that's nice and stable, is I lie down and I get my hands underneath there for the very first repetition. So again, I lie down, make sure that the barbell is just barely above the top of my head, get my hands underneath there, kind of squeeze my elbows in, and then I'm just going straight up and back down, just in that regular barbell tricep skull crusher, okay? Once I'm finished, right, your arms are a little shaky, you come down and bring it down right next to the top of your head. You've been lifting your head up a little bit to make sure you have enough distance between here and here so that you can ensure that the bar will stay put on the bench when you're finished, okay? So that's it for the second circuit. And again, we did the dumbbell bent over row with that press, one knee, one hand on the bench. Second one was the straight leg deadlifts with the barbell. And the third one was the barbell tricep skull crusher, okay? All right, so the last 3 exercises on this day, on day 3, is a reverse cable fly, okay? So on this one again, I don't have a cable machine right here, but imagine that I had pulley right here and a pulley right here on that high cable machine. So I'm gonna use my opposite arm. So I'm gonna grab the handle, the single handle here. I'm gonna grab the single handle here, and then you're gonna walk back just a couple steps, but then you're trying to open up your chest. So again, you're going from a high crossed position to a low uncrossed position. So you're coming up like this, and then opening like that, okay? So you should feel the muscles right between your shoulder blades squeeze together as you do this reverse fly motion, standing, again, right between the big cable cross machine, okay? So that one's just your standing, high to low, reverse fly, okay? Second exercise is a stability ball hamstring curl, okay? So you need one of these stability balls nearby. You're gonna lie on your back on the floor, and then you're gonna put your heels on top of the ball, and then you're just gonna bend your knees, trying to pull your heels in toward your butt, okay? So for this one, get that stability ball nearby, lying flat on your back, get those heels right on the top dead center. You can put your hands down on the floor for a little bit of stability, But from here, you're gonna lift your butt up off the ground, really focus on using those trunk muscles. Keep your toes pulled up toward your knees, and then dig those heels in and roll that ball in and out, okay? So you're gonna do 20 reps here. A couple ways to increase the resistance is by adding pulses, okay? So if I go in and out and 20 reps is fine, just doing it regular like this, that's great. But if I need a little more intensity, I come in, I do 3 pulses. 1, 2, 3, and then out. And my second rep, 2, 2, 3, all the way out. Third rep, 3, 2, 3, all the way out. Definitely gets the burn going a lot faster than just doing it without any additional resistance, okay? And then the last one we're gonna do is a dumbbell overhead French press on the Bosu, okay? So I'm gonna move the camera up just a little bit so you can see a little better of the overhead view. But on this one, we just need our Bosu out. Stand it right about here. And then you just need 1 dumbbell. And again, on this one, you're trying to put your hands in a flat position like this on the underside, handle side of the dumbbell, okay? What you're trying to mimic here is basically just like a French press, coffee maker, right? Where you're going up and down just like this with your elbows closer together, okay? So keep your elbows close together unless it's bothering your shoulder. If it's bugging your shoulder, you can go a little wider out to get a little more range of motion. But you're just trying to do that overhead French press, but you have to do it standing on this Bosu, okay? So again, just keep that Bosu nearby, standing up on top, trying to keep your knees bent right up overhead, and then just trying to go up and down in that overhead tricep French press motion, okay? All right, so that's the last exercise on day 3. So again, you have 3 circuits, 3 different exercises per circuit. First round, you're doing 20 reps, then 15 reps, then 12 reps.